There we go. Good intro. Alright, what's up? I'm Spoool. I posted this in 4 or 5 different places. I'll be throwing on my YouTube later as well. But I'm going to be playing some fighting games. Or not playing, but doing some analysis rather. Let's see if I got everything looking good. Yeah, cool. Alright, just giving it 1 second here and get started. Samurai Champloo. While I wait. Fuck yeah. Ban everyone. Yeah. Okay, so let's get started a little bit here. Love that soundtrack. Okay, so I'm going to be analyzing 4 different Street Fighter 4 matches tonight, and all 4 of them are from Shadowloo Showdown 2012 in Melbourne, Australia, I think. Could be Sydney. Fuck if I know. One of those places. Australia. Yeah, good enough. And all 4 of them are between 2... No, not all 4 are between 2 Japanese players, but they're between 4 Asian players. Dakou is Chinese, I believe. Xiaohai is as well. But the 4 matches I'm going to be covering, we'll talk about matchups as well as players. Shungoku Neurosis is the first one versus Tokido. It's Bison and Akuma. Second one will be between a Seth and a Sagat. Third one will be between a Ryu and a Fei Long, kind of a more traditional match. And the last one is between a Kami and guess what? A Gen. One of my favorite players. That'd be Emu. And Emu is fantastic. And probably one of the better Gens in the world. Definitely a top Xbox Live player as well as arcade player over in Japan. And yeah, it's a pretty cool matchup seeing Kami again. It's one of those no projectile balls to the wall matchups. I love it. But first one I'll be covering is Shungoku Neurosis playing Bison versus Tokido's famous, world famous, must say, Akuma. And this was top 32 of AE. It's the raw match footage, and not quite high quality, but pretty close. And we're going to look at some of the difficulties that Bison has doing anything. So we're going to watch him 1 round at a time, just going straight through, and then we're going to go back and we're going to talk about like some of the some of the big things that make one player kind of favor the other. It's sort of a theory crafting analysis on Street Fighter. So let's go straight into it. First round. I'll do a little bit of play-by-play.
The stage of battle is set.
And then we'll go back and take a look at everything.
Let's get started. Fight!
So we're looking at the ultimate goal for Bison here to get Akuma into a corner. Which is difficult with some teleporting. But Tokido kind of keeping that long range, just kind of trying to frustrate Bison. He can do that. There's not many characters that Akuma cannot frustrate. Oh, my bad, I'm sorry. I need to make hotkeys so I can do this. Here we go, guys. Just kind of look at that little airborne, mobile, like, air control play of Tokido there, but, seems to not be working out. Kind of bad air fireball. Okay, so basically we're looking at Bison, a character that's always had trouble in a lot of matchups, and I believe Akuma is probably a 6-4 in Akuma's favor. He's just kind of got this very useful runaway on Bison, and we're kind of looking at why Bison's going to win this match here. And let's see. Basically, Akuma has... Let's talk about Akuma's advantages here. Pretty much total air control. Like, there isn't much Bison can do in the air. Bison will never really get his Devil Reverse to do anything other than get blocked and punished. And also for Bison, he's based on that corner pressure. He's based on basically defensively moving forward. Yeah, you're right, Private Eyeball. What's up, man? Mr. Derek, how is California treating you? And San Fran, to be exact. You get a chance to go down to was it Super Arcade yet? Is that the arcade down there? But anyways, yeah, most matchups aren't Akuma's favorite, but this one I think especially because it eliminates what Bison is supposed to do, which is keep you in the corner. And Akuma has a lot of ways to escape. There's a few safe demon flip escapes, I would say. There's teleport. There's a couple things that'll get him out. Just doing a whiff demon under a jump and stuff like that. So let's go back and take a look at the first round here. I want to see kind of how the match starts. Yeah, it should be good. So we're starting out with Tokido applying pressure. Smart punish on the slide there. So he teleports away. Bison sees this and slides. I don't know if it was an option select or not. It could have been with a normal and slide. I don't know about that though. But it's probably more likely a reaction. But now let's look at what Bison does when he gets the knockdown. Tries to apply some pressure. Teleport out. That's one of the big deal breakers in this matchup, I'd say. It's kind of this mid-spacing footsies game. Both characters are good at this. We've got Akuma's awesome sweep. We've also got Bison's really strong pokes. I like that. He just throws out a slide there, just hoping for anything. The worst that could happen there is probably a focus attack, because jumping, I don't know, I'd probably recover in time. So yeah, take a look at that play one more time, this kind of mid-spacing, how Neurosis is squeezing out damage on Akuma, and you really don't need that much, and Tokido's just not getting hits because he's playing this really safe approach. And so he throws in that could have been a missed input as well, but either way, he caught it, FADC'd it. I like that setup there. He lands a sweep, just kind of catches a poke. It's a really nice whiff punish and kind of a counter poke. Anyways, goes for the cross up Tatsu. And there's another kind of setup attempt that just kind of failed on Tokido's part. And good throw there. And yeah, Neurosis seems to be kind of detecting these setups and dealing with them accordingly. And it seems to be working out in his favor. Oh yeah, it says Southtown. Yeah, you should hit it up this weekend. Let's go to round 2. So, pretty strong for Neurosis. I think the best thing for him that he has going right now is he's not taking needless damage, because, you know, any Akuma hit turns into 300 damage or more. So, yeah, he's just not taking really shitty hits. Private Eyeball, I'm gonna give you mods as well. So once again, kind of playing the same thing, same mid-spacing, except for Neurosis had a good chance to push him into the corner and really couldn't quite pull it off. Strong links there. And once again, it's Tokido kind of playing to look for options there, just kind of holding back a little bit and just kind of looking for openings. Kind of same thing exactly there, and that was a pretty good fireball setup, and that's not quite going to end the round, but overhead. Tokido's always ready with that overhead when he thinks it's going to work. I love it. So that's round 2 right there, and basically what happened was Tokido ended up getting more hits. Basically he ended up making better decisions when attempting to deal damage. When it's like the counter poke setup that he did into cross up Tatsu and stuff. Going back to that one a little bit. I'll go back to about the middle of the match, where a lot of the kind of feeling each other out footsies are done. Here we go. Here's a knockdown. Exactly what Akuma wants when the life bars are at this, because this is basically going to win or lose the match. So let's see how Neurosis handles this. I like that. EX Psycho Crusher. Basically get back into the mid spacing and play the exact same thing that's been working out for him so far. So kind of puts himself in the corner, but Bison, not a huge deal. He can go back to corner pretty easily. Oh, what's up, Sandbone? So yeah, it's kind of like the round has been played out like this exact same lane. Now that's really big there because that's going to give him a chance to get damage, and this is the mix-up he gets, I believe. So let's look at the mix-up. Yep, goes in with a cross-up medium kick. Akuma, you know, has two cross-ups that are, you know, used at different ranges. There's the light kick and the medium kick. He goes for the medium kick and does not press a button when he lands, which is really smart because he catches the teleport, gets a jab and a Tatsu, and basically the final mix-up there is just throw at that overhead. Always on point with that overhead. So basically, you know, it's a set of 3. We're gonna see who wins game 1, and game 1's always like I say the biggest deal because game 1 is where you play honest. You play the way you play, and you don't try to switch anything up. You just play your style. Yeah, look at the demon there, which does indeed land. So, you know, it's like 30-40% damage plus mix-up. Doesn't get the mix-up though. And we're basically seeing one hit on Akuma's side. It's like a crusher. I love it. I still love it every time I see it. Yes, yeah, it squeezes out a comeback on Akuma of all things. So going back to round 3. Neurosis takes the first game, and that's pretty awesome. It's interesting. So let's take a look at why. Psycho Crusher, right there. I love that. He's just kind of playing this come at me Akuma sort of thing, and he doesn't have to. He's just trying it to see if Akuma goes in ahead. And he jumps in, gets caught by the EX Psycho Crusher, so mix up from Bison. Well, not really a mix up, but just pressure. And that's what he needs. He needs pressure. You need to kind of try and get Akuma to that corner, but, you know, Tokido's a brilliant player. He's not always going to sit there for you. So, always get him in the corner. Just jumps out. Whips a normal and DP, so that's big right there. Basically, it's that is what you'd call a reset. Right there, he could get guaranteed DP damage. He goes for the reset though. So DP gets the combo, gets the cross up. There we go. Hits with the low strong and DPs, but I mean demon flips for the mix up. Bison is on point though, and just EX footsteps out of there. But anyways, I don't like there's a lot of matchups where I don't like that double reverse, and it's namely ones where the focus attack from your opponent is really good, and especially with Akuma right there, I think he's got one of the best focus attacks in the game, because, you know, he draws back and then he goes forward and hits. So basically, he catches the devil's reverse during the recovery, gets the crumple, just demons, just uses his meter, because what else is he gonna against Bison? Bison's one of those characters that's not going to have a lot of minus frames on the stuff that he does, so the demon's not going to punish a lot of stuff. So now, this is where Neurosis needs to make this comeback, so we're going to look at how he pulls it off. Right there's a good, he's just playing mid-spacing, waiting for an opportunity. He found the opportunity in an air fireball, and just Psycho Crusher did, so now he gets a chance to add pressure. I like that. I love that sweep. And this is, you know, it's Tokido's big chance here to close out the match. But he doesn't get the mix-up. Just watch as he kind of demon flips in. Goes for a delayed dive kick. But once again, EX foot stomp out of there. It's really safe, really smart. Same thing. The exact same thing that just happened 10 seconds ago. Same way. Now he's basically, it's the one-hit game. It's round 3. Whoever gets this hit. Foot stomp again, really safe. So basically, see, I don't know. The tricky thing is, I don't know if Tokido wanted to throw an EX Fireball there, or do an EX Dragon Punch, or what he was doing and pressing so many buttons or whatever. But that's really smart for Bison to just kind of foot stomp, back off, land at that poke range, and just press a button. So yeah, Neurosis game 1.
Bison wins!
We'll go ahead and watch the round for the next game.
Are you ready? Fight!
Oh, you're Briley. That's who you are. Robin. What's up, man? He does. Bison is not to pause it or anything and, you know, kill your fun, but I'm going to rant about Bison a little bit here. Bison is essentially a bully. He makes you play honest. Bison makes you play... he makes you play to win, basically. He is a very frustrating character, and you really have to be on point to beat a good Bison. So that's my rant. Let's go back in. I like that demon flip there. Tokido's just a beast with the demon flip throw. I don't see anyone else use it that well. Well, I guess maybe Eita or someone, but some of the other really good fundamental Akumas, but that's just quite the setup. I do that all the time with Akuma. Okay, so that's, you know, that's a recovery round for Tokido there. Basically his chance to say, all right, I can still win this. Down a game, not over. Yeah, I've always liked actually playing against Bison quite a bit too. I thought it was fun with Rufus. I think it's very, very fun with Claw. And yeah, it depends on what character you're playing, really. There's some characters that Bison just 7-3 clean, just clean kills, but Bison's he's a really good character to play against when you're trying to get better with the character, I'd say. Anyways, let's kind of look at why Tokido beasted this round. I like that fireball setup. I don't know why he didn't block it, because it's quite obvious it wasn't going to be a cross-up, but either way, he pressed something, maybe tried to EX head stomp and didn't have the meter, something like that. Anyways, Tokido just goes in strong. Another reset right there. He tried it before, it didn't quite work, but basically the way that works is you poke them out of the Tatsu, cancel it straight into a demon flip, and if they stay standing trying to block or whatever, they're getting grabbed. So it's a very split-second decision, and nobody is ever truly prepared for that. Yeah, it's quite impressive. That's the strength of Akuma's Vortex, really. I like that empty foot stomp to kind of get in, but still, it's Tokido's round right there. Like, that's all it really took was 3 good mix-ups. That's most characters in the game. That's all it's going to take Akuma. It's a couple good mix-ups and good pressure and just really, really strong raids. So yeah, nice recovery there from Tokido. I really like his like I'm still in it and you're just a Bison kind of mentality there. So moving on to round 2. We'll watch the whole thing again.
Will the tide of battle turn? Fight!
Oh, the infamous EX second pressure escape. Even if it doesn't work, it works. Like, it's either gonna hit or get you out for free. Just a really crazy dash up overhead there. That could be blown up by so many things. Exactly, right there. Just throw that out. You know, if you're not in the corner, if you're not going into the corner, it either hits or it's safe. This is what I love. And I want to talk about why he actually made this decision to pull that off. It's brilliant, really. So let's go back to the start of the round. First, talk about what Neurosis was doing right and what he was doing wrong. He won the round, so he did, you know, in his mind, everything right. So, attempting a slide, I don't know. Yeah, see, I like that. He did a slide, it didn't work, and he did another slide, and it worked. So basically, just he knows it's gonna work eventually, and start up a fireball or whatever. That's kind of a bad jump in. Like, that's probably the only time we've actually seen Neurosis jump forward with no reason this match, and you know, don't test the pros' reactions. You're gonna get uppercutted, and it's exactly what happened there. So now, you know, knockdown, Akuma going in, overhead right there. I like it. Jump back and gets the sweep. So he's doing everything right now. Everything Akuma's doing right, but this is a big deal right here because that's the third time the Bison slid and the second time that it worked this round. And now he's got a chance to kind of pull something off again. He's going to go for a second pressure cross-up, and it works. That catches everyone off guard once or twice. You don't want to abuse that, but it's going to work, so try it. Anyways, like I said, safe. So, basically what happened there is Tokido went for that demon flip setup that he already did in this game, and Neurosis he's had enough of that, so he just Psycho Crushes out of there and gets out safely. Puts himself in the corner though, so we'll see how that comes into play. Anyways, this is that moment just coming up here. So he gets short scissors, and then let's see, does some kicks, and then boom! I love this. Love this. We're gonna look at it one more time. It's not back enough. Yeah, that's good. So we're looking at what Neurosis is looking for. He's looking for the back jump because basically at this point you kind of want to lame out Bison and make him open himself up. So you're going to back jump and throw fireballs as much as possible. Neurosis wants to get as close as possible to the point where Tokido is still going to jump and then go for it. So there's a short scissors there, and neutral jumping, just adding a little bit of pressure. That maybe could have been DP'd. I don't think it was meaty, but Tokido just chooses to block. And now he's going to right here, back jump, and probably try and throw a fireball. But anyways, I love it. Neurosis is right on point with that. I can't play you on PSN. I'm an ex-pro. Or I would. No, I don't PSN it up. Oh, okay. What's up, man? Yeah, I would like to play you on PSN. I really would. But you know us Fargo Moorhead guys. Most of us are ex-pros. Actually, we're all pretty divided, but you don't bring your Xbox, man? It's alright, you live by a good arcade. Let's look at round 3. Straight through. Game 2, Neurosis up 1. I did good in both games, but not good enough to win. I won 3 sets in Street Fighter X Tekken and 2 sets in Street Fighter. There is a summary. You're right, Owls. I did a lot of commentary, though. I won commentary, yeah. I got to comment Street Fighter 4 Finals, so that was fun. Everybody click on that now. Or click on it when I take a break after this game. Either or. Anyways, this round looks a lot like the first 3 rounds of the game, with a little bit of a twist here. I love this. I love this. Wake up Ultra. Oh, my headset's going crazy. And that was cute. That was real cute. Neurosis wins the set. So we're going to look at a few more of his options here. Go back to the start of the round. Basically, what's really funny is I think every round that Neurosis won this game, it looked like Tokido was going to win, and it looked like Tokido was playing better. But when you're talking about a character with 800 health, Akuma, you have to play a lot better. That's why it's a really, really steep, like, difficult character to use. But when you do it right, it wins tournaments. So as we saw Shadowloo Showdown, actually, Eita won it, and he's a Japanese Akuma player. So back to the start of the round. The first half of the round, as with the first half of pretty much every round this game, there's another jump in DP, by the way. It's another mistake, but you know, he gets through it. He makes plenty of mistakes this game, but it's better than not really doing anything too risky. I like the Devil's Reverse. It didn't have to hit. He didn't, you know, it's safe, so he didn't want to, like, it's either gonna hit or I'm gonna get punished. He's just like, I'm gonna put it out there, and it worked. Here's that mid spacing again, and he went for the. I think Tokido played him into his, or played him into the pocket there, because basically he went for the exact same thing with the Psycho Crusher that he's been doing all game, which is punish the air fireballs with it. So Tokido smartly goes to a range where you can punish. He goes outside of Psycho Crusher range and starts doing the exact same thing. Gets exactly what he wants. I like that, just DP the Devil's Reverse. It's a good escape from, you know, what's definitely going to be a good setup, but Tokido catches on, you know, he may have been an option select, I'm not too sure, but this I like. He's just, you know, got him in the corner, let's do some pressure. Nope. And that's so much damage on Akuma right there. That's like 40 to 50% health, not even on a full Ultra Bar. That's awesome. I like how he uses Ultra 1. An uneducated Bison player in this matchup would probably use Ultra 2. But I really like how he uses 1. So, going in with pressure again. Got him where he wants him in the corner. This forward is going to connect, I believe. Yep. And he's kind of looking for a corner escape, really. He's not, I love it, he's not scissor kicking too hard. He's not pressuring too hard. He's more looking for, you know, Akuma needs to do the damage here, not Neurosis. He needs to make, like, 1 normal connect, and then he wins. So he's just looking for, you know, come on, get out of the corner. So this I like here. Add some more pressure. Basically, what Tokido wanted there is, because he did short scissors, he wanted Bison to do another short, and that would have caught. But nope, just short scissors, do a scissors again, you're airborne, you can't be caught by a demon, catches them, chip out. And the reason why I picked this match to show first, and why it was one of the 4 matches I'm going to show tonight, is because it's just a really brilliant match. Like, I love Neurosis. He's one of my favorite players. And, you know, back in, like, Super, everyone kind of hated Bison. Bison was doing well and what have you. Let's get that splash up there. And, yeah, Bison was, you know, he's just this really annoying character that you have to overcome before you're good. And, because you know, he doesn't really play necessarily lame, but I mean, he's not like the Guile kind of lame, but he's like this wall that you can't really get through because everything he does is safe kind of lame. And you know, it's one of the barriers you have to overcome. But later on in higher end Street Fighter, like, he just doesn't do as well as you would, you know, expect. And the reason for that, I guess there's a lot of reasons, but like, his pressure is just pressure. It's not like insane mix-ups where you block or you die. It's just, you know, it's just adding pressure. And there's a lot of ways to escape it. All the good characters in the game can easily avoid it and stuff. But Neurosis, you know, he's the guy who invented this character. He's fucking brilliant with the character. So it was cool to see him beat Tokido here, especially 2-0. Beating Tokido 2-0 is not easy. Tokido always makes adjustments during the match. So the next match, we're going to take a short break here. I'm going to go grab something to drink. But the next match that we'll be looking at is Bonchan, a Sagat player, a Japanese, versus Poongko, Korean, Seth player, and Sagat Seth. So mix that match up around in your head a little bit. I'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Individual stars float in the ocean of God, rocking the peak in the Saturn while I'm visiting Mars. Egos bigger than Jupiter, I'm breaking the bars, holding me back down to earth through physical laws, touching the moon. Grace has already resumed. Comments flying through space, bringing possible doom, blocking the sun, bringing holocaust in the world. I'm talking back to Father Time, Mother Earth is my girl. I got the wings of angels walking down the valley of death, watching my step, cause the devils never want to respect. Come correct on the studio track, taking it back to the pen and pad. I blast the original rap. Brother on the b-boy tip, when Krylon spit, I tag the charts with the graphical hits. So who you fucking with? Arm, leg to arm, head. Snapping your neck back while you spit out a pen. I be the original son of a bitch, hurting your wrist, cause you spinning my shit so much the needle skip. Flip to the rhythm and reminisce. Remember the days in 9-4, hip-hop was a gift. Okay. Words out of her lips came straight from the heart. Never pre-packaged or bought bulk negative thought. Pedal to consumers, magazines and rumors. Commercial spots turn real artists to clueless. Precise rap, rock and roll, nigga, let's do this. I float through notes, break beats with my maneuvers. Yo, regardless, while I be moving swiftly through darkness, plotting chart on my path, I'm running, cutting my losses, stumbling over.
Okay, shout out to Shadowloo Showdown for not only uploading the top 8 with commentary, the top 8 finals, but uploading all top 32 matches with the direct, and so you know you can watch them with audio and really high quality, really good. So Shadowloo Showdown's YouTube channel has all these videos. Anyways, we're gonna go straight into Bonchan versus Poongko, and really awesome match. Really interesting. There's a lot of things that really caught me off guard when talking about this match. So we're gonna go over to the footage and take a look at the first round.
Fists will fly at this location.
Just let those intros play. When you're in a tournament, let those intros play. Gives you time to think.
Let's get started. Fight!
That's pretty crazy right there. So much damage on Seth. SPD is actually going to come into play quite a bit during this match. SPD being the command grab. And first round dizzy, always a good sign. And I like how Poongko clutches this out, or really closes out the match. Just annoying foot stomps. Nobody uses those like him. It's really annoying. No, it takes one hit, but now at this point it takes one hit from Sagat too, so it's anyone's game. This, pretty brilliant. Yo. Okay, so round one goes to Poongko. I like how he clutches it out with Chip, and I also like how Jans here. You're using an EMP name for on Twitch. Anyways, we're gonna go back. Yeah, that's super ridiculous. There's actually a there's a video of two Seths doing Ultra 2 at the same time, and every hit trades with the other hit, and it's just really goofy looking. So going back to the start of round one here, we're gonna look at, like, you know, Bonchan gets the first hit right there. Gets whoop. Did I? Yeah, I closed the video. My bad. Right here again. Okay, so he dashes forward, or focuses through, and hits a crouching strong, links into a low jab, and gets an uppercut. So that's like, we're talking like 250 damage, like right off the bat. Just, he guessed right. He just capitalized his hit confirm. I mean, that was really good. So moving on in the match, just kind of throwing out some pokes. Pokes will catch Seth. Seth is really button pressy. I like that SPD setup though. Oh god, every time I pause. Here, I got it. Okay, so using Tandem Engine here, basically kind of to give him a free setup. Am I going to go low? Am I going to block? Am I going to SPD? You choose, basically. So, yeah, he goes low, and still gets the command grab, though. Gets a light command grab. Not a lot of damage, but good enough either way. I like that cross-up quite a bit. That'd be sort of more of an opportune moment to dive kick, but instead he goes to the cross-up and he gets it. Yep, there's... Oh god, we'll keep doing that. There's the online Tony right there. Let's get right back to that spot. Yeah, right here. Cross up. Connects it. I like that. Just throws out a normal and it gets the stun. So, like, he just started guessing right, essentially. There's the online Tony. And, kind of some goofy little foot stomp pressure there. The funny thing about that foot stomp pressure is Poongko mixes that up every time. He doesn't just do that. He doesn't just do one foot stomp low, the other one way up high, and then cross up kick over. He's always doing it differently. It's really interesting to watch him actually do those. So here we see Poongko actually having a lot of trouble closing out the round, and he's willing to take a lot of risks too. He does that Tandem Engine, and he's dashing in, he's eating fireballs, trying to trade, and he takes a lot of damage. Now it's one hit and the round is over. So basically he has to come up with a setup here that's going to be foolproof. This is really going to close out the round, because at this point with FADC, all it's going to take for Sagat is a low short or low forward fireball FADC, and that's going to close out the round. So he's got to play safe, but he's got to come up with a good setup quickly. So I like this. He just throws out a low strong. Low forward. Does ultra and it catches. At that point, I don't know the theory on this 100%. I don't know if on frame 1 Sagat can ultra and it go through or not. Because basically what we're dealing with there is the vacuum. I don't really understand 100% how the vacuum works, but for the most part, I'm going to go ahead and say there was absolutely nothing Bonchan could do there, because that makes sense to me. Let's take a look at round 2. If I'm not mistaken, every game ends in 3 rounds this set. As did almost every top 32. This is an amazingly close top 32. I like that, baiting out SPD. Oh yeah, this is the ridiculous round. Okay, what's really funny, what really surprises me about this round is we're looking at some real serious business Sagat pressure, just Sagat being alright, this round's mine, I got 1 knockdown, and I'm just gonna go win the game off of it, or win the round off of it, and it worked. That's the crazy part. So we're gonna look at the decisions he made that were so good to get this perfect. Now, I want to go back and talk about that one. So here he gets DP, and he just FADCs to make it safe. But either way, basically he gets the DP backdashes, but he just Tiger Knees in to get the mix-up. So here he's just going to neutral jump, avoid the SPD, come down, and get another combo. And now we're dealing one more hit, you're stunned. Gets a grab. I like that there. At that point, Poongko is just mind-fucked, and he's just what do I do against this? And he backdashed in the corner, and got option selected. So that's going to be the stun in their on. And that's just decisive. Bonchan played a total beast there. At that particular round, nobody could beat that. He was on point.
All comes down to this. Fight!
Pretty even around here. I'm gonna call it even still, even with so little health on Seth. I like that. Puts the guy in the corner, and now he gets to kind of play around a little bit. And that was huge. That was huge that he completed that combo. Because if he didn't complete that combo, we would have never known how close he was to stun. We would have had no idea. But pretty much, that combo was 2 normals. I forget exactly what that combo is. We'll see it again. But it's basically maximum damage from that range for Sagat. So, yeah, Bonchan takes that round. And he played extremely well. I guess not as like spectacular looking as he did in round 2, but either way, like he played like a boss like the whole round. So let's take a look at some of the decisions in this round. I like that little dive kick there off the foot stomps. The reason why you do that is Seth is because it leaves him standing. I think it leaves you a standing mix-up instead of a wake-up mix-up. But anyways, Bonchan has nothing of that. Does a DP, FADCs it, but he FADCs it back, which is interesting that he's like always really wary on whether his FADCs are going to connect or not. So like, he usually just goes back, and I don't know if that's great against Seth, but I don't know, it could be. It's all personal preference and where you want to set the match spacing. So basically, when you get that uppercut blocked and you FADC, it's pretty much you have to choose before you even do it, so you don't know whether it's going to hit or not. And it's pretty much preference on where you want to put your spacing. And Sagat, mid spacing's not so bad, so that's what he does. I like this. Bonchan's stuck in the corner. He's just kind of pressing normals. He just wants to hit something. He wants to hit confirm, and I gotta say Bonchan is awesome at hit confirming. So he just wants to get one hit, and then well, he did get a short. He didn't confirm off of that, but so basically Poongko says nope and just mashes, and it works. Mash the DP. So that was a cool setup there. That was basically just neutral jump a bunch and land an SPD. Now this is pretty brilliant right here, I think. Oh no, this was the DP. That's a good setup there from Poongko. It's a good try. He just kind of throws an empty Sonic Boom, FADCs it, waits for the block stun to die off, and tries to SPD, and Bonchan reads that. Basically, whoever's going to win this matchup is going to be the one who's uppercutting better, in my opinion. Sagat or Seth players might think differently, but that's just looking at it like whoever hits their uppercuts on point and doesn't get punished, probably going to win. Yeah, and there's strong jab right there into EX Tiger Shot, and it gets the stun. So that's going to be the game for Bonchan. So in that game 1, we saw a lot of like unique. Let's finish this up here. We saw a lot of unique like playstyle from Sagat, from Bonchan playing Sagat. You saw a lot of like ways that you wouldn't normally see Sagat played. In round 2, he just kind of like capitalized on a knockdown and he just went in. Like he just fucking went balls to the wall in, and it worked perfectly. The last round, he did a lot of psychic DPs, but he also confirmed a lot of light attacks and capitalized off of that. So he played really interesting that round. So let's move on to game 2.
Let's get started! Fight!
Again with the tandem setup, and the tandem setup never works on Bonchan. Like, I don't think it does at all this game. Yep, don't work again because he just mashed DP. But now we're looking at Seth's corner pressure here. And I really like those advancing Tiger Shots. Like they're really smart. They just at the end of the day didn't really end up working for him. Now this is brilliant right here. Yes. Jump over SPD. You seen it again? Oh, he went for it. He went for an SPD. It cost him the round though. Well, not quite. I forgot about scaling there. That was a 15 hit, yeah. I just see Seth get hit once and I assume he's dead. But no, not in this case. Bonchan still has a bit of work to do. And this is the longest round we've seen yet. So these guys are really thinking about how they're going to get in now. Bonchan takes it out. Down at 25 seconds. Let's go. This is a long round. Let's go back a little bit more. Did I fuck up my window? Yeah. Right about. God, this is a long round. That's good. It was very footsie oriented. It was very just feeling it out, just kind of looking for things and playing smart and safe. I like that uppercut. I mean, it didn't work, but it got through an SPD, so whatever. I mean, that's fine. I'm sure both players were sufficiently surprised there. There's another uppercut. Like, Bonchan's just trying to get those uppercuts to work, and really neither player is benefiting from it. But he's just throwing it out there. So kind of this mid-spacing poke game there. I like that. Poongko, he put himself into that mid-spacing, even with the loss in life, and he stayed there. He just kept playing that, and he really didn't have to, but he basically convinced Bonchan to think, all right, if I play safe here, I'll win the round. I'll be able to punish what he does, but he forgets about EX Lightning Legs, and it goes through a Fireball. So there we go. Just jump over SPD. That's not what's important. What's important is this. He jumps over in SPDs again, and not in a million fucking years would Bonchan expect that, even with an uppercut. I mean, that could have been devastating. That could have almost been the round there for Poongko. No, whatever. He's really convinced that it's gonna work. I think he got a little bit greedy with SPDs there, though, because he kept going in, and he did short SPD, and he got blown up by an uppercut, goes into Ultra. So now we're looking at, Poongko really, he has to do something big. He has to guess, he has to get a mix-up, and he has to guess again and get the following mix-up. That could have worked, but I'm trying to think of what he was actually trying to do there, and I can't think of anything. So I'm just going to say he made a big error and lost the round because of it.
Will the tide of battle turn? Fight!
Okay, so we're looking at round 2 again. Basically, at this point, it's match point for Bonchan. So if he wins, he wins. So basically, we're gonna see him pulling out all the stops in this round. He's just gonna try his absolute best to do it, pull out all of his tricks. As many tricks as Sagat may have. I like that focus. And Poongko's still playing really strongly with the SPD. I mean, that's probably, if he did one thing right in this matchup, it was get really good guesses, like right there, on when Sagat's gonna block and get the SPD because of it. Unfortunately, it's not exactly super massive damage or anything. And there we see, yep, there we go. That is Bonchan's round, and it's just a uppercut trade. And Sagat wins most of the uppercut trades in the game. Let's go back. Look at what he did. He didn't really do anything spectacular in this round in particular. He just played smart. I like that. I would not have guessed that would work. I think that's light uppercut from the low forward. I wouldn't have guessed that at that range that would have actually worked. But Bonchan, props knowing his spacing, he jumps over, and oftentimes Sagat sets like to SPD there. There's another empty jump SPD, really smart. So now we're looking at the mix-up again. He's going to empty jump low, doesn't work. Jump over, do some more lows, but he didn't quite confirm off of that. I like that there. That Bonchan's just, he's happy playing this Fireball game, and he catches a Sonic Boom during the startup and does some, pretty big. Tiger shots are going to do a lot of damage to Seth in this matchup. So any time you can safely throw them, you might as well. You can't always do that because Seth has so many ways around fireballs, but it works out. I like that teleport, just kind of a little bit safer. There's the last tandem engine setup that we see Seth doing in this round, and coincidentally, the only one where he SPDs out of it. So that is a really smart play. You can see, you can really tell that Poongko's hungry for this set. He just, he's getting, and not necessarily lamed out, but he's being, his fundamentals. Bonchan is playing a lot more of a fundamental, smart, trade-oriented game, and that's another important thing. Is Bonchan's playing very trade-heavy. He's really working off of let's get to mid-spacing and throw out normals, and I'm convinced I can beat you that way. So we're gonna look how it closes out right here. I think this is it. Yep, the uppercut trade. Not the most graceful way to end a match, but you know, if Bonchan guesses, you're gonna uppercut. You know, the ball's in my court because I have the meter and you don't. So technically he could have blocked there and won either way, but one way or another, he's just gonna throw out that uppercut. So let's move on to, I'm not even going to take a break this time, I'm going to go on to the third set that I have, which is Dakou, a Chinese player, and he's a Ryu. I think he also played some Fei Long during the tournament, but we're going to see him going up against last year's EVO World Champion, Fuudo, playing Fei Long, and this is a really good set, and Dakou's interesting because he kind of came out of nowhere. He came down with Xiaohai from China, a Kami player, actually featured in the next set that I'm playing. But either way, they came down to Shadowloo Showdown, I think from a Chinese qualifier, but I'm not entirely sure. But we see Dakou playing this really interesting Ryu game. It's not, you know, it's not smarter than Daigo, it's not worse than Daigo, it's just different than a lot of the Ryus that you've seen, and it does sound kind of silly because, let me pull up my splash here, it does seem kind of silly because you think Ryu, like, he can only play one way, he can play this poke game and like wait for punishing uppercuts and stuff, and FADCs and what have you, but I think he still plays differently, especially in like in the Fei Long matchup, and we see Fuudo just being Fuudo. Well, it's Fei Long, get you to the corner, win the match. So let's go straight into it.
The stage of battle is set.
I'll take a look at round one.
The battle has begun. Fight! Hadouken! Hadouken! The first Hadouken! The fight is underway.
That's one big thing there, is you're gonna see Dakou really over abusing focus attack. I mean, sometimes it'll work out for him, but mostly it won't. That I like. And we're gonna end up seeing, you know, at this point it's like I can't actually see Fei Long making a comeback, even with an ultra. I can't actually see that working out for him. So he's just gonna try and do stuff. Maybe build a little bit of meter in the process. He's got 3 bars now. Let's skip back a little bit and take a look at how it starts out. Pretty awesome focus attack from Fei Long. I love that focus attack. Anyways, we're going to see why Dakou did so well there. He did get punished by focus, but now let's see how he handles corner pressure, because that's going to be the big deal breaker in this game. Is going to be if Dakou can successfully handle being stuck in the corner by Fei Long, because it's not easy. He's going to focus attack there. I don't necessarily like that, but Fuudo chose to block there, so that worked out. That's the big things that are going to matter. Doing doing air tatsu out of the corner and crossing it up and so on. Those things, you know, it's going to reverse it. It's going to reverse the situation. It's going to put Fei Long in the corner, and you're going to have the whole stage to walk with. So, really smart there. So he's going to apply a little bit of fireball pressure here. I thought to myself that Dakou doesn't really play the Daigo fireball game. He doesn't play like, you know, I'm going to poke with this every time I think I can get away with poking with it. He's more of a, he'll get to that mid-spacing where he does fireball, but he'll wait a little bit more. So he's playing the fireball game, but yeah, he's kind of backing off. He's doing fake fireballs, and that was really smart right there, because Fuudo took that as an opportunity to get in, and neutral jumped over it and did a strong high tatsu, puts him in the corner. We're pretty close to the corner, not quite, but good aggressive tatsu attempt. He knows that, you know, Fuudo probably won't build it back to that time. There's like you get the low forward and you can kind of max damage out of it. It's not quite SFX4. Aggressive tatsus are working, but they're not leading into 50% combos. That's the big thing. So yeah, that's a pretty fantastic round from Dakou there. I mean, you gotta keep in mind that this guy, I think it might be the first time he's ever played outside of China, and he's, like, you know, he may have gone to some Japanese majors and so on. I'm not sure his entire backlog, but I haven't seen him play a lot. But you got to think, you know, he's playing against Fuudo, Mr. I-1 Evo, with barely ever losing a round last year, and like really strong player, and his matchup's not particularly good for either player. I think it's pretty even, but Fuudo's the kind of player who will punish your thing. Like any mistake, he'll punish it, and he'll get into your head with that punish. Like I think Evo Finals last year where he ultra'd Seth. It was either Seth or he either ultra'd Poongko or Latif. I can't remember who, but you know he got a full. Yeah, it was Poongko. He got like a full damage ultra on him and just got in his head that way. So round 2.
Continue. Fight! There's the first hit.
So it's basically the you're looking at the Fireball versus Rekka game again. That's how pretty much every round is going to start out. Fireball Rekka. But now we're looking at, you know, the exact same thing that happened last round. I mean, Dakou made it out in same way. Kusutatsu. I love those, you know, that chain of uppercuts there. I'll do one. Okay, now you do one. That's big right there. That's pretty much, it's not it, you know. You can still make it out of this just fine. It's just, it put it into either player's game, like a first hit kind of scenario in 40 seconds. And once again, Rekka wins the day. I'm not going to look at this whole round, but it was really close. And I'm going to look at the setup that Dakou did to get that ultra. It was pretty smart. It's forward throw right here. Jump in. He's going to, you know, because of the focus, I can't tell whether that would have crossed up or not. I want to say it wouldn't have. But I think what Fuudo wanted is he wanted him to cross up so he could dash out of the corner. And he did not get that. Nope, so gets tagged by Jab Jab Fierce. And pretty huge, like, that's kind of the thing where like the round is totally in Fei Long's favor and suddenly it's anyone's game. Really nice there, so I'm going on here. Fireball, fireball, fireball. But you know, Fuudo's not the kind of person to put up with fireballs for very long. He'll start to punish them right away. And this, like, you know, Dakou has a lot of space behind him, so he's gonna work with all that space. The biggest mistake you can make as Ryu is not working with the space you're given. So he'll do it perfectly. That was pretty smart. We'll look at that again one more time, but let's look at some of the earlier on moments in this match. Like the corner pressure. We'll take a look at that, because I don't know why that third Rekka hit him. It just did. I don't even know why he did it, but it worked. That was kind of big there, because basically Dakou, he'll use focus attacks right in this match, and he'll also use them wrong, and that was one of the rights. He's going to do it. I guess it could have been crushed by a Rekka pretty hardcore, but basically, he put one up, and he just waited. He waited because he probably could have backdashed her. You know, it's a risky move, but he held one, and he held one almost all the way to level 3, and that's because he was expecting Fei Long to kind of try and punish it, and Fei Long did a flame kick, and it whiffed completely because he didn't throw it out yet. So that gave Dakou the chance to get out of the corner. Well, honestly, one of the big things is going to win this match for him. You don't really see that in terms of health or anything, but basically, Dakou did really fantastic in this match because he got out of the corner early. He let one string of Rekkas hit him in the corner, and then he was out. So it's big against Fei Long and a few other characters. I like that. Just throwing out the normals that he thinks is going to work. They do. So now we're already over in the other corner. But look at that. Another focus attack that's just going to catch him off guard. So now we have a setup on Ryu. Walk up and throw. Risky, but in that kind of situation, Fuudo is going to be less likely to throw out an uppercut, throw out a flame kick. because basically he doesn't have the meter to FADC, so he has to really do a really strong, convinced read to actually do that. So at that point, you can narrow your decision down to he'll probably block and he probably won't uppercut. So, you know, take probably very lightly, but Dakou walks up and throws and it works. So now we're looking at his favor by quite a bit. Yeah, that was a good play there. So let's move on to game 2. And yeah, it was a real treat to watch Dakou. I'm usually not the biggest Ryu fan, but the way he played this character is just really, really good. And at this point in the game, it's really... I don't think you can realistically say that Ryu is a top character. You can say that he's really good and really versatile, but I don't think you can, you know, get away with saying that he's top. So let's go into this round right away. Come on, around. There we go. A lot of focus attacks coming out of there. This might be the round. This might be the fuck you Ryu round. Looks like it. I hate that setup so much. Round's not even worth really going back and looking at, because that was just pure. That was the ideal Fei Long round. When you're playing Fei Long, that's what you want. You want to push them to the corner immediately and keep them there the whole round. And I promise you, if you can do that, you will win the round. Barring anything stupid like eating a wake up ultra, like, you will win the round. So just beautiful play from Fuudo there. I mean, seeing that, there's a good reason why he won Evo. It wasn't just that Fei Long was total bullshit in a...
Will the tide of battle turn? Fight!
That's perfect right here. About as even of a round as you can get right here. It's constantly back and forth. And quite a bit of a bullshit closer there. Basically, he was landing Rekkas all game, so why stop until you've proven you can punish it, honestly. So we're gonna look at a few of the Rekkas he does here. It's one of the early ones where he throws out the EX Rekka, and it's blocked, so what's he gonna do after? He's gonna backdash? He was probably going to cancel that into Rekkas, but they traded. Low fierce. Very smart overhead. At this point, I like that. I like that sweep punish, and that is pretty smart there. You just throw Rekkas, it worked. EX Rekkas is massive damage, and fuck, why not do it again? That's one of the bad focus attacks from Dakou that game. Really, he focus attacks when he had about under 100 health, and especially against Fei Long, you don't want to do that. You really don't. And he did a lot of really questionable focus attacks this game, and that was one of them. We've already seen several that worked, and we've seen several that haven't. And I think the big thing is that he kept trying focus attack setups. He kept doing them all game long, and we'll see what the final outcome of that is going to be at the end of the round, or at the end of the match. But going into round, yeah, that'd be Fei Long's game there. Going into game 3, 1-1 apiece. I'm gonna skip character select here because Dakou doesn't change anything. He just goes back to give himself some time to think. He won't change anything at all. Pick a new stage. That's it.
Confirm.
Random it again. Spin the wheel. Don't get volcano.
Are you ready? Fight!
Okay, so we're on a boat now. That's the only change. Otherwise, same scenario, same opening scenario. First overhead we've seen from Ryu, and I see a high Tatsu to put him into the corner. Just the sickest fucking links I've ever seen. I mean, look at that shit. We're gonna go back and just look at that pressure. But for now, let's finish out the round here.
Come back!
And that's brilliant. That's just fucking decisive there from Dakou. Like, really strong. So I'm gonna look at that. The big life lead is the important part. So let's look at the big life lead, how he gets it. That's big. He just jumps up, comes down with the forward, gets a full combo out of it. H-talks to put him in the corner, and look at those fucking links. Just ended in sweep because it's just going to give him another chance to kind of even get closer into the corner. Fuudo does escape, I believe. Yeah, he lets him out, which is surprising, but you got all that screen to work with. You can. And the rest of the match is pretty much just closing it out, playing like a Ryu can play. And whenever you're given that opportunity to play like a Ryu, you just take that and you do everything. You know, when you got, it's usually when you get the life lead, when they've got about 200 life left, and you've got a stage behind you. You've got, you know, between half and 1 3/4 of the stage behind you. You just play like Ryu. You throw fireballs and you look for openings, and it'll generally work if you play smart about it. If you don't do anything, it's going to get punished by an ultra, of course, but I'm a little bit surprised that that fireball hit. I'm not sure about that, but either way, this is looking, you know, definitely Fuudo's favorite. I'm not about to say that Dakou was mentally broken during this round, but he definitely did not play right. He made a lot of mistakes. But yeah, he's going to end up winning the set. So, let's take a look at what he does here to close it out. That was a little bit risky. All gaming's been making huge risks, and that's the game. So lucky they've been paying off for him, honestly. Because one of the big things is he threw out a lot of uppercuts that he couldn't do anything about, that he couldn't FADC or whatever, and I guess he wasn't too uppercut heavy all game. Fuudo kind of was, but he was more when he has meter, he'll just do it. But yeah, we saw a lot of weird uppercuts, saw a lot of weird focus attacks, but either way, like, Dakou just played this really interesting Ryu that I've never really seen anything like that before. So he beat Fuudo. I think this was top 16, but I'm not 100% sure. And Fuudo ended up getting knocked out pretty early. So it was a weird top 32 because there's so many big names there, and anytime that happens, so many players are going to drop out early. But none of these matches were from the top 8. Everyone I'm pulling from is top 32, like early on in the bracket, and they're all really good as well. So I have one more to play, and that's going to be MU and his brilliant Gen that I love so much versus Zhao Hai, a Chinese Kami player, and also a very smart player. I've been playing a little bit of Kami recently too. But I'm going to throw the stream on break for just 1 second to be back in a couple minutes, and we will resume with the last match I'm going to play for tonight. Also, if I know there isn't too many people watching right now, but especially if you catch this when it's a YouTube video, leave comments or talk in the chat or whatever about if you have any better ideas for me to run this, or if you want to see me do Marvel, because I can do Marvel as well. I would like to at some point at least make the jump into Marvel, but these Street Fighter matches, Street Fighter is kind of my main game, so these matches were really interesting to watch. So I figured I would talk about some of these, especially because they're the Japanese matches and stuff we don't see a whole lot when we're watching our majors. In fact, to watch this top 8, you had to be awake at 5 in the morning, which I strangely enough was, and or I guess catch the YouTubes later, but to get you live, and yeah, just let me know what you think about it, and we will go from there. So I'm gonna take a quick break here.
dance, stay free. We live. And the beat goes. Life, dance, stay free. We live. And the beat goes. Make noise for the loved ones. Bang on the drum, celebrate where you come from. Wake up in the morning, it's a blessing, and the day is a prayer. And you feel it right there, like, yeah, but you want a little something, something. Carry on till the evening is teething. Reach another day, another search for the reason. And then the night bites, and what it is, learn how to dream enough to learn to live. Positive, affirmative, gotta make it happen like there's no alternative. Now whose turn it is? Mine and the earn to give and stay permanent. Shock waves didn't roll your way, now you want to change the clock, but then it all stops. And we forget that, and want to get back to where we left off. A few steps off, you want to get on, you gotta get right. Hold on, sit tight, look at the dim light. Take a breath, ask yes for some insight. And say yes from your belly through your windpipe. And now it feels like you thought it should have been right. And it feels good, feels like you never left. Little young cat got his shit togetherness.
I was gonna go with esports music, but I just went with New James. I have quite the collection of crappy esports music now that I watch a lot of StarCraft streams. Yeah, talking about Marvel, I'm ass at it, but I've never liked playing any of the high tier characters, so Spencer's the only one really. So I still like to watch it and comment on it and what have you. But Street Fighter's been my main game. I've been focusing on Vega pretty hard lately. It's pretty much all I play these days. I was playing some Cammy the other day. I got bored and picked up 2000 BP on her, but I don't think I've got high-end Cammy in me. That shit is hard. Yeah, Vega's my new main, and I've been rocking that shit. And I've also been an advocate of he's not as bad as you think. And crazy thing is, at the same time, we've been seeing some really good Vega matches just kind of come out of the woodwork during streams and so on. We've seen Zeus over and at Big 2 getting second place, beating Dominion twice in a row, and taking Sanford to Grand Finals 2. And just this weekend, I think there were 2 Vegas in over at CEO in the top 24. I know Chris King was in there, and I think there was one other as well. Yeah, there was. Yeah, that's about how it's been going. I think that's kind of the same way for other characters, like Bison, for example. Unless there's a really spectacular player playing the character. It's kind of how it always seems to go with characters like that. I think that characters that I'll call probably mid-tier-ish, kind of like Vega and Bison are sort of in the same spot. Balrog's also kind of there. Yeah, Vega's a great character, but they make it to top 32 and choke, and we're slowly getting better with our tech, because there's a lot of just really good stuff that people just haven't seen yet, and we can use that to our advantage. But so far hasn't really been anything stunning except for that Big 2 a few weeks ago now. So anyways, let's go into another big thing, I guess, was Canada Cup was pre-2012. That's a big thing to remember, because you cannot win with Vega in a pre-2012. It's the exact same way with a lot of other characters, but you cannot. So 2012 is so much more balanced, though. I mean, I feel like it's the most balanced version of Street Fighter 4 so far. So let's go into the last set that I have. It is MU playing Gen, Johai playing Cammy.
It's the battle of the century! Fight!
Look at those footsies.
Fight is underway. Which of these 2 challengers will walk away?
Just look at him. No one's been hit. He even broke the jar, and no one's been hit. I love the first round out of sets. Every time, I love it when players just like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything stupid. Now you do something stupid, and both players think the exact same thing, and nothing happens for 30 seconds. I just love that mentality. I'm like, I want to play footsies because I can play footsies better than you. That's sweep, man. It's not the best sweep in the game, but it's probably the furthest. anytime you see MU playing, you're going to see a lot of throws, a lot of really good tick throws, and a lot of good walk-up throws, and I think that's just part of his game. That I liked. Couldn't really FADC it though. If he would have FADC'd, he probably could have won the round, or at least got a better shot at it. Running down to 20 seconds here. It's basically the exact same thing. Just let's play footsies again. Gets the throw, and he gets the setup. That's the, you know, that. I'll talk about that in just 1 second. Serious footsies, yeah. Alright, so there's no better way to put it than right there. MU threw the match twice in a row. I'll talk about why when I go back in a second. But let's look at the beginning here a little bit, where they're playing these like super serious footsies here. You see a lot of really smart throws like this one, and then you're looking at Gen setups where like ambiguous cross up, and Xiaohai always reads those correctly. And moving on a little bit, we're gonna look to the kind of desperation moment. This is where MU takes the damage, where it's like one hit will kill him, alright? And how he's going to try and fight out of this. I like that. He could have FADC'd the hands, but it's not easy either. But he got a counter hit there, so he could have FADC'd the hands. We're going to see how he plays this. Oh, my bad. God, I'm really fucking bad at that until I make some hotkeys for myself. That's okay, just footsies are happening right now anyways. Let's go back a little bit more. He probably could have not done the throw there and tried to get a hit to win there, but he did the throw, and it gave him a mix-up. And I put Xiaohai in the corner. So there he's doing an empty jump into a low, and the focus was a horrible idea. Xiaohai should not have focused there, but we're gonna see why. He does what's it? 3 low jabs and a stand jab. No, it's 2 low jabs, a stand jab, and a stand fierce. That's a 1-frame link right there, by the way. Stand fierce, stand jab, stand fierce. But at this point, when that 1 frame would have let you go into the target combo for the up kicks, that would have been enough damage to win the round. Like, hands down, even with all the damage scaling from the jabs, that would have totally won the round. So, he dropped this, and always got a chance to recover. So what's going to happen here? Once again, when he hits that and he gets the hands, he can FADC and just do whatever the fuck he wants to win. It would take a jab or two, and he messed up the input and threw the round right there. And at this point, I don't believe that MU can win the round anymore, because you pretty much mind fucked yourself by, unless you got like a really strong like intuition and like, all right, okay, I didn't quite throw the match yet. I'll just close it out now, even though I made mistakes, which a lot of good top players do, and a lot of good top players actually don't. But at this point, I think it would be hard to not be mentally defeated there. And we're gonna see trading uppercuts at the end there. The reason why I think he was mentally defeated there is because he resorted to uppercutting. But actually spending meter EX uppercutting to win the match in a situation where clearly that probably wasn't optimal. Backdash would have been optimal.
What will happen now? Fight! The fight is underway. Which of these two challenges? The first pick has been recorded.
I like that cross under, even though he didn't go for a combo, he went for a grab. Xiaohai is so good too. Both these players are so fucking good. That's silly. Upon seeing that, I would not have guessed that worked. Yeah, that's a huge comeback there. So let's look a little bit at that. So here's how their round starts. A little bit of footsies. Xiaohai's up around. He's gonna kind of cancel focus into hands here, and it's gonna give Xiaohai a bit of a setup, and he's not going to do anything too crazy. He's just going to kind of play safe. And you know, it's totally working out for him. He's one hit away from stun. So here's his, like, I get the knockdown. Alright, I'm going for stun right now. Here I go. And this happens. If it was an EX Gen spike, I don't think it would have worked. But I was surprised by this. The hitbox I always think is a lot more horizontal and a lot less vertical, but it does anti-air fairly well. It's just like, you know how you can do that you can do that target combo in the air, the juggle into it and stuff. It anti-airs fairly well, and I wouldn't have thought I caught that. So now it's comeback time. So what's he gonna do? That was weird the way they crossed up. I mean, it's Gen. So few people know how to fight against a good Gen. And there's an ambiguous cross-up. Like, at this point, it's Gen has that awesome setup where it's you get to the range where from the punch stance you're not going to cross up, but from the kick stance you are going to cross up, and you just make them guess.
Who will emerge victorious? Fight!
There we go, it's super. Maybe not the ideal super because he didn't have ultra, but still, look at health bars. I would say it's ideal enough. Yeah, and that was just full blown, like, really good Gen play. Gen, I mean, why can't Gen mix up like Akuma and Kami and Viper? He can. It's much more difficult. The setups are a lot more complex and they're riskier, but he went in pretty hard, and I want to say, okay, we need to skip forward a little bit here because that was round 3, right? All right, I'm lost now. Oh. Yeah. There we go. Here it is. Everything looking good? Yeah. Forward a little bit.
Who will emerge?
God, that was a fast round. Jesus, I can't even. Alright, here we go. It's just like he was getting the lows that he needed. He was beating out everything that he was attempting to beat out, and he completed every combo, and that was just really well played. So now we've got Amu up 1 game on Xiaohai.
Are you ready?
Also a set of 3. That I don't know about. That's really sketchy. That's to me seems like a mental guard break kind of thing. And just look at that footsies again. It's just so good. You'd think the Cam you'd be able to handle stuff like that, but he can't get in. And the mix-up, he gets it. So now we're sitting with MU on match point, and it's basically that last round was so decisive that you would think that right here he's going to win the round. But based on the fact that there's 5 minutes left in this video, that's clearly not the case. So let's look at how Xiaohai does a recovery.
Pick up the pace. Fight!
A strong fierce, a combo that I very often forget exists with Gen. It's really hard to go into the close round anyways, but I like that. It's low short, already with the intention that you're going to tick throw. He's not trying to either confirm or tick throw. He's just like, I'm gonna go in, do a little short, and then grab. Good to have that plan ahead of time. Gets the target combo, but without super ultra, you can't do anything about that. And there's the point. There's the point where MU got a little bit overzealous. He could taste his win, you know. You've got that much. you know, you just one hit, man, one hit, just do it right. And he jumped into a non-meaty situation where he got cross-up prevention cannon spiked and got thrown to Ultra. And now we're looking at like one combo from Cammy kick in. That's it right there. That's all it takes. So a little bit of an oversight on the invincible reversal power of Cammy there. A little bit reckless, but when you're that close to victory, you can't blame him. So let's watch him handle round 3 here. Really, really good guess from Jawhai there. Oh, there's a complete total lack of respect in this round, by the way. I've seen like 5 uppercuts in 10 seconds there. MU really wants to close out. I like that. That's really smart right there. That's one of the. Is that gonna kill? Not quite, but let's watch the rest of the round. You know, he's looking to make that comeback again, but you know, it's shaping out to be a Jawhai round right there. That Ultra was brilliant. So that's the keep doing that. That's the famous Cammy setup. Now, the way that it works in Arcade Edition is Cammy cannot. Let me get to a good spot here. There we go. Cammy cannot cancel her cannon strike or dive kick at any height except for the EX version. She can cancel at any version or at any height. So that's a setup where you want to convince them into throwing out a low poke or attempting a throw, and you want to, you know, just kind of instant dive kick, blow it up, and then go straight into Ultra, because it has the it's got enough plus frames to make it totally possible as long as it's deep enough. So let's look at him landing that. Right there. He was baiting out a throw, and strangely enough, he was not crouch teching here. He just pressed throw instead of doing the crouch option select. Yeah, and that was really silly there, that it actually worked. And I like it. It's one of my favorite Cammy setups. It'll catch anyone off guard. So he got the Ultra, he closed out the match. It took him a little bit longer than you would think to close out the match, but now Emmy's not going to switch characters. He's just giving himself some time to think. And we're at the position where MU is on match point just 2 rounds ago, and at this point now he's got to win, you know, 2 out of 3 rounds again. And the worst possible thing that can happen to him after being on match point is having Jawhai turn it on him and be on match point. So we're gonna watch how this goes here and how he just kind of handles like this turn of events where he was 1 hit away from winning the match, and it just kind of turned around on him. Because of a small mistake too, a small mistake that turned into Ultra. Once again, it's the this is the respect footsies, and that's a huge combo. Like that's not easy to confirm there. And there's a fake cross up. Throwing out an uppercut, trades with dive kick. That happens quite a bit with most uppercuts. Oh man, just look at the footsies. And that's brilliant. I'm gonna look at a little bit more of that. That's Ultra 1 kickstands there. So what I like there was them playing footsies for like 20 seconds and then jumping at the exact same time, and Amu being right on point with that. It was just so smart. And go back a little bit more. Let's go back to when Gen had life. Jawhai gets a combo, goes for pretty much the exact same setup, and Amu plays a smart blocks there, and this is where the footsies start, right here. Yeah, it was so good. So, weaving, weaving, weaving. Nobody's jumping. Nobody's jumping. Is that it? No, he jumps down with the fierce. Same thing. Xiaohai is in the corner right now, so that's going to influence his decisions a little bit more than you would think. It's actually pretty prime time for him to jump, and it's coming up right about here. More footsies. More footsies. Nobody wants to get that close. I like that. He's just like, alright, I've got the space where I can jump in. That was a really low target combo too, and MU just total nope, right on point with that. That is one of the fastest reactions I saw in the whole tournament. Does not screw anything up, gets the ultra. So good. So very good. So MU once again puts himself in a good position to win this set, which honestly, if he did not, it probably would have mentally guard broken him and possibly cost him the game. I hate being on match point and then having match point turn on me. It's the worst, man. That sweep, I love that sweep. So we just, like, at this tournament, we just again played at a higher level than I think we've ever seen before. I mean, we've seen Shen do this sort of the same sort of thing. I think they're both playing on the same level. It's just, I mean, MU got fifth in top 8. That's saying a lot for Gen.
Which one of these fighters will snatch victory from the jaws of defeat?
And look at this, they're still having them, like, you know, the mad respect that they've had all game, except for that one moment where they all uppercutted like 5 times. And that's a pretty popular Gen setup there. That's really brilliant, and he's gonna get the punish there. So let's talk about, like, right after anti-airing into Ultra. The very next round, he's going to anti-air into Super. And it's going to work. So they're playing the same footsies again. He's going to be looking... Alright, Night Owls. He's going to be looking for the... Alright, man, thanks. Yeah, the stream's done after this video. It's just about there, so... Alright, I'll catch you later. So what we're looking for... Yep. Is things get a little bit close, and Gen's just... Or Emi is just like, I'm gonna uppercut when I see something coming, and... He already had it in his mind that he was going to go into Super if that uppercut connects. You know, it's you kind of wait. You know, you look at your options. You think about what can I do if what works, and he thinks, you know, if I get the light DP, 2 hits into Super, not too difficult to do. Honestly, it's not something that's going to have you shaking over whether I'm going to land this or not. It's a lot easier than getting a 1 frame or 2 1 frames in a row or whatever when you need to close out a match. No, it's a lot simpler than that. So he gets it, and now he needs 1 hit to win the run or win the game. So here we go. Kind of does a cross up that's kind of like a... He went pretty early. It's kind of like a DP if you dare. I think it was a setup to bait out a DP. If he would have waited a little bit there to... I think it would have auto-corrected as a DP, but hard to say. Either way, it totally whiffed, and MU won the match there. Alright, so let's finish it off here. So that's pretty much everything that I'm going to show today. So once again, I'll have this on YouTube. Let's get my splash up there. And let's just, Alright, so that was 4 matches from Shadowloo Showdown. Talk a little bit about it here before I close the stream for the night. But, yeah, we saw Bison and Nakuma. Thanks, Eyeball. We saw a Sagat Seth matchup. We saw a Ryu Feilong matchup. And we saw Cammy and Gen. And basically, this, I think, overall, I wanted to put 4 Asian matches together like this that were so high level, because I think these 4 matches together, all 8 different characters, kind of shape up a lot of the overall balance of Street Fighter 4 2012, and I love 2012. I think it's the most balanced version of Street Fighter so far. Like there's just so many characters we're seeing all over the place now, and I think one of the big things was seeing a Bison in Losers Finals taking 3rd and again taking 6th, and also 7th and 8th went to an Evil Ryu. I forget the guy's name, but yeah, I was an Evil Ryu player. And if you didn't get a chance to catch it, Eita ended up the only doubled character was Akuma. Tokido was in there, and Eita ended up winning the tournament with Akuma, beating Bam Bam Ban, who was playing Kami. So Akuma Kami finals, not too out of the ordinary. However, losers finals being a Bison and a Kami was a little bit strange, actually. You don't see a lot of Bison in the top 8 anymore. You really don't, especially all the way up to top 4. But this was the tournament where Poongko lost really early, knocked out. Fuudo lost early. Mago lost early. Justin got 9th, so he made it pretty far, and a lot of other really top players also got knocked out early. And what did we see in top 8? We saw a Evil Ryu, a Gen, and a Bison, and I think that's it for strange characters. But either way, like the character variety was just pretty fantastic. So I loved watching Shadowloo Showdown. So I want to share a couple Asian specific matches just so we can kind of take a look at the metagame and how it's going. Now that we're pretty much running into Evo season, so honestly, a lot of what you see here is a lot of what you're going to see at Evo, because no one's got time to switch everything up. So, like, you know, Infiltration's been working on Gouken, and that's what you're going to see at Evo. Everything you saw here at this tournament, that's what you're going to see at Evo. So I think this is a good preview into what the international side of Evo is going to look like this year. And it's also, I'm kind of playing this and predicting this because it's going to be way, way, way different than what we saw Arcade Edition Evo last year, because Arcade Edition, I think, was the game, though, you know, it's still Street Fighter, so we still all love to play it, but we had this really horrible image of tiers in our head where, like, you have to play the top tier because or you're screwed, and I think that's all gone away with 2012. I think we've been reassured of the balance, and we're seeing awesome top 8s like this, so hopefully that's, you know, what everyone brings even a higher level to Evo. Coming up just next month. So that's it for my stream for tonight. Next time, I think I want to cover some CEO Street Fighter matches, both American and Japanese, because they played top 24 in the stream, and those are some of the best matches I've seen in quite some time. So that's it for my stream. SpooolGaming, part of Lemon Revolution, and I will probably do one of these every week, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So yeah, check out the comments or hit up the comments on YouTube and so on. And that'll pretty much be everything I'm covering for tonight. I will hit this up again in the near future. Thanks for watching, guys.